Okay, guys, welcome to the Brown Bag Gentleman. And today we're talking about natural deodorants. Let me put up, my hands are full, so let me put that stuff down. I can tell you, it started with this. This is just an empty container I got from Sterling. Just, it's green, you can tell it's a Sterling container. Bought a couple of empty containers. My wife made homemade deodorant. And yes, you have to put this on your finger and you have to rub it under your arms there. So it's a little more messy, but not really so, because I would, do my my wet stuff at the sink and do this last, so I only had to wash my hands once. So I still was going to have to wash my hands, but putting on the gel in the hair and other things, and I would just do this afterwards, and then we could just still. So it didn't make me wash my hands extra. You just had to coordinate it well. But we started with that. Then I had an interest in going to a stick deodorant. About the same time, my wife could no longer use this. She became sensitive to the baking soda she used in this recipe. And I can tell you, in this, depending on the temperature in the house right now, it's like 69 degrees, a little cool here. So it's a little firmer. But of course, when it's hot in the house, like 75, then it's a little softer. So yeah, very temperature sensitive. Coconut oil in here, so a lot of it. So yeah, so very temperature sensitive to your room temp. So I wanted to go something more, a stick, something just easier to apply, maybe a little bit less temperature finicky. So I started with going with Razor Rock's brand, and this is a brand new one. I haven't even opened it yet. And it's the only one I seem to ever buy is their mint tea tree. I mean, I think they have a couple others, but it's the only one I seem to buy is this scent. I just kind of like it. And this has worked out well. Now this in it, let's see, what's it? I forgot what it had for ingredients. Does it have baking powder or corn? I'm sorry, not baking powder, cornstarch. Yes. The other one, my wife's homemade had cornstarch in it. This has cornstarch in it. So if you have sensitivity to cornstarch, this may not work for you. I don't. This works fine for me. I like it. But then I went to, well, let me show you when I'm working. Sorry. Here we go. This is the one I'm using right now. I don't know if you can see this. If you look through the container, if you see through it, it's almost done. It's like up to here. So there's not a lot left in there. There's probably a good week's worth or so, maybe two, left in that container. But this is what I started with. I ordered this off of Amazon, Duke Cannon's natural charcoal deodorant. And what's this scent? This is sandalwood and amber. And I can tell you the scent level is probably about a 1 or a 2. Very mild, which is, I don't want a lot of scent in my deodorants because yes, I wear aftershaves and stuff. I'd rather have the scent there. But so this worked out well, and it doesn't have I keep saying baking powder. Cornstarch. It does not have cornstarch. It has charcoal. You saw that I had my soap, my pre-save soap that I use all the time, is a charcoal soap from Phoenix. Sorry, now I have to wash my hand off, get the soap off. So I've had other charcoal products. I've had charcoal bath soaps too in the shower. Always like them, always did, especially in the summertime. But so I got the charcoal deodorant. I can tell you, now that this is almost empty, I've put it through its paces. I've sweated in this thing. I haven't washed my armpits for a few days. Yeah, not something you really want to talk about too much. But I want to torture test it, and I can tell you, it's competent. It is definitely a competent deodorant. It works well, and of course, it's a deodorant, not an antiperspirant. I can't personally use antiperspirants. They don't work for me. I itch and get whatever's in them to make you stop sweating. It doesn't work for me. But this, as a deodorant, I thought worked well. I could never smell myself stink. We'll put it that way, putting it delicately. So, and that's working out in the yard and sweating, this summer and all that stuff too. This past month or two, I was using this and another deodorant at the same time, kind of alternating back and forth, trying different things with them. The other deodorant, which is empty and gone now, was the Spike deodorant. So if you have the Spike soap and aftershave too, you might like that. That was a bit stronger scented. The only thing I didn't care about that one was the scent. I thought it was a little bit too strong. So if you're not wearing an aftershave, great. You can definitely do that. But I just thought it was a little bit too strong for me scent-wise, but performance-wise, absolutely wonderful. Just nice, again, competent, like this. Now, and I picked up another one at my local Lowe's Home Improvement Center, because now they have a display by the cash registers that here in Sanford, North Carolina, where I shop, that had these. So I picked up just a different scent. I'll be using that sometime long, because the deodorant itself has proven itself to me. Now, I also ordered this past week a couple of ones you've seen lots and lots of advertisements for, especially on Facebook, whatever. The Squatch, the Dr. Squatch stuff. Yes, I've got 2 scents here. I've got Birchwood Breeze and Pine Tar. I'm a sucker for Pine Tar scent stuff. And this will be, the Pine Tar will be my next one I use. It's got a cap on it, so I can't really, let's pull the cap off so I can smell it. Can I do that? Probably not without glasses, I can't. All right, glasses. Here they are. But yeah, I want to try this one too. This is going to be next, so we'll see how this is. Just because, and my son uses this stuff. He swears by this brand. And I cannot get that cap off to save my life. All right. Gotta coax it. There it goes. Just need a little coaxing. Let's see what it smells like. Oh, very mild. Not like I was expecting. See what it looks like. It's a little grayish. Of course, it's a charcoal-based soap. Charcoal-based ingredient in there as well. So yes, that should work out well because I've had good luck with the other charcoal-based. Scent is like, to me, almost non-existent. Shame I was looking for a little more. We'll see how it is once I get into it. You know, a couple of layers after a couple of days. But right now, it's probably about a scale of 1 to 10, about 0.5. Super mild. I can barely smell it. So I'll just put that cap back on, put that back in here, and put that down. But I just wanted to discuss with you briefly natural deodorants and my opinions on them and what I've found so far. And so far, I'm liking what I've come across. When I was using a famous brand, when I worked for a perfume company and they had their deodorants that matched their aftershaves and stuff, whatever too. Most of them I thought were garbage. They did not work. You'd stink by the end of the day at work in the office. You'd stink. So didn't really like them. So I was skeptical going into this natural stuff. But I'm telling you, I'm glad I did because they've all worked and they've all worked wonderfully. Good, solid, competent performers so far. And we'll check out the Dr. Squatch. I'll tell you. I'll give you an honest answer how it works. Because I'm going to basically treat it like I did the Duchanan stuff as well. Of course, now it's fall, so it's not quite as, it's not near as hot out anymore. It's not 98 degrees and 90% humidity anymore. That's gone by with it's I think it's 70s today. But I'm still going to give you this shot and work through the day and on the weekends, and when I got to go out and sweat. Like even today, I got to do that. But as I'm working projects out in the yard and sweating, that'll tell you something. I mean, a lot of guys working factories and outdoor jobs, whenever sweating and what have you. You don't want to stink too. So yeah, we'll see how these things go. So I'm going to give you my honest opinions and say, but so far so good. I really do enjoy these, and so I hope that helps you out a little bit. And with that, go with God.